is another day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Understand what I'm saying now. Your attention goes, your energy goes where your attention, what you focus your attention on. You know, we must stay in love with the Most High God, and we must love ourselves. We got to understand, if we want anything in life, we're going to have to suffer. We're going to have to do what's hard. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to make the tough decisions to get up and get it done anyway. Not everybody is going to clap for you while you're winning. Some people going to be cheering you on as long as you are losing. And be aware of the dark entities and the low vibrational entities when you begin to love yourself and trust yourself. They're going to be coming from every which way to discourage you, to distract you. They're going to be watching you. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be nothing they can do to stop you. If you don't give it no mind, if you don't give it no attention, if you give it no focus, you're going to be all right. Everything happens to make us better and to make us strong. So you got to keep believing and keep holding on. It's mind over matter. You want to speak life over your situation, and you want to keep showing up. You want to tell God thank you. Keep that smile on your face. Because you come too far to turn back now. And it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. Continue to perfect yourself. Continue to be your best self. Every day you wake up, it's another day for you to refresh your memory. It's another day for you to start your life over again. A lot of people think because they reach a certain age in life or a certain place of time that it's too late. It's never too late for you to get back up and try again. It's never too late for you to start over. But the time is now. If you didn't do what you say you was going to do, you might have said, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to start my workout. I'm going to start eating healthy. I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to stop doing that. You got to build that trust within yourself. So if you have lost trust with yourself because you keep telling yourself what you're going to do and then you don't do it, then you must begin to make small changes and, make small successes. You know what I mean? Everything is within. Everything starts from within, So you can't keep lying to yourself and thinking you're lying to somebody else. You're lying to yourself. You know what I mean? So if you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, get back up and try again. Dust yourself off and try again. Don't ever quit. Don't ever tell yourself it's too late and you can't do it. You can do anything you put your mind to. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can. Self-doubt. Sometimes we delete ourselves. Sometimes we be hard on ourselves and we don't forgive ourselves because of what others may think about us. Some people want to use you and abuse you, falsely accuse you. As long as they can tell you what to do, you okay. But when you start to think for yourself, everybody want to tell you how to think. Everybody want to humble you. Everybody want a piece of the pie. Because you have that potent energy. You have a big heart, so you have a big vibration. And people can feel it. But it's from the Most High God. It's from your pain and suffering. You know, that's why you don't allow people to silence you. You don't allow people to dumb you down because they feel like they can. You know, sometimes you got to get on up and you got to get moving like a mighty rushing wind. You know what I'm saying? You didn't come this far to quit. You didn't come this far to seek approval and validation. You know, God got you. Keep standing. Keep being humble. Keep being obedient. Trust the process. You know, don't be turning your heart cold and don't be bitter about what somebody did to you or what they didn't do for you. You know what I'm saying? When you make room for God, God make room for you. When you learn how to give out the kindness of your heart and you're not looking for anything in return, God is going to give back to you. Now, don't give your last now. Don't give your last. That don't make sense. You know, you got to give a smile. You got to give a warm gesture, a kind heart, a fruitful thought. You know, show yourself friendly. You know what I mean? Like, be kind to everybody, but don't be foolish. You know what I'm saying? Only Jesus, the living water, can satisfy the thirsty soul. And you got to be like water. You know what I'm saying? You got to let things flow. That's why love kills a multitude of sin. You know what I mean? When you know how to forgive and you're not holding grudges, you're not holding on to what somebody done to you or maybe somebody didn't pay you back. You know, money is the rule of all evil because money can cause separation. You know what I mean? Because you got to work so hard to get it. You know, that's why we want to detach from the world. You know, you want to detach because your senses, which is your thoughts, feelings, your taste, touch, sound, hearing, and you know, those are your gates to your soul. Those senses can cause you to stumble, can cause you to be familiar with the patterns that you've been raised up on. So that's why we have to deny ourselves daily. And you know, the enemy will bring up your past. You can be your own best friend and you can be your own worst enemy. You know, the more you climb, the more you're gonna have situations to accumulate to knock you back down. You know, that's why you don't want this system to get the best of you. You don't want this system to stop you from rising, stop you from elevating. Because, you know, like when Jesus came to go against the Pharisees and Sadducees, you know, or go against the Roman Empire, you know, they didn't like it because Jesus was flipping tables. Jesus was letting it be known, y'all ain't gonna turn my father's house into a den of thieves. So you got some people that like to get off by getting on other people. They like to control other people's will, or instead of them mastering themselves, they want to master people. They want to conquer people. You see what I'm saying? So Jesus let it be known that my power don't come from down here. You know, it come from within me. It come from the Most High God. And he said, greater works that you would do in the day of time to come. You know, you'll be able to move faster, quicker, and you'll be able to do things more than Jesus did. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't all about tearing each other down or right from wrong. Sometimes it's just about love. Can we come together? Can we reach one, teach one? Can iron sharpens iron? Are we able to help each other? You know what I mean? So when you change it for the better and, you know, you loving yourself and you trusting the process and people can't figure you out, then yeah, you're going to have the whole world against you. But don't worry, because they first hated Jesus and they're going to hate you. You know what I mean? So it never was for us to worship Jesus or to follow Jesus I mean, yeah, to follow, but once you follow Jesus, Jesus gets you to God. And then you can hear from God directly. You know what I mean? But you may need to be raised up to have that relationship, to build that bond, you know? So it's to each his own. It's no comparison. You know? So like um some people just they will be intimidated by you, you know. When you really going crazy out of your mind for the Most High God, people will be intimidated by you, you know. You say Jesus is God, but you are God, you know. Greater is he that is within me than he's in the world. See what I'm saying? You are God. You just not the you just not God over nobody or God over anybody. You only God over yourself. You know what I'm saying? And when you God over yourself, you can be aware of somebody else. You don't have to fall to your lower state. You don't have to be negative and positive. You can be neutral. You don't have to be good or bad. You can just be, you know, in the middle. The path is narrow. Only a few will find it, you know. And then the Most High God said, if you can't deny your sister, mother, brother, father, you're not worthy of me. See what I'm saying? Because sometimes God will change his mind and tell you to make a decision, but then it'd be like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. You know. So knowledge is power. You know what you've been through, and you know what God brought you out of. Don't allow no one to take your blueprint. Don't allow no one to discourage you. Stop, y'all, stop. Don't allow, we about to leave. Hold on. Don't allow no one to discourage you. Stop, boy. Don't allow no one to discourage you to get off the path of the narrow. Keep your eyes on the sparrow. Stay focused. Stay sharp. Stay vigilant. Stop, boy. Stay vigilant and stay true. I gotta get out of here, y'all. They starting to dig holes up in here. But all praise to the Most High God. Thank y'all for stopping through. Like this video, share this video, comment at the bottom, subscribe to the channel. Send it to your family members that you know it may help. Y'all stay tuned. I got more on the way. Stay blessed and highly favored. Peace be unto you, and peace be unto you.